You don't have to go to the gym to lose weight. Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be talking about my weight loss since having Oliver. I have been on a weight loss journey now for probably about like 4 months. I just want to say before I begin, I am nowhere where I want to be, but it's a start, and I just want to talk to you guys about how I have achieved the weight loss, and also just talk to you guys about why I'm doing it and everything like that. So I'm just going to say as well, if this is going to trigger anyone who maybe is already postpartum, anyone who is triggered by food or talks about exercise, then please don't watch this. This is not worth your time even interacting with this, because I will be talking about calories, I'll be talking about exercise, I'll be talking about body image, I'll have photos up, and I don't want it to trigger anyone. I also just want to say I am not a medical professional, I am not a doctor, so anything that I say is off of my own back, and it is just my opinion and my opinion only, and this is how I've gone about it, and I'm not saying that this is the correct way to do it, but it is the way I have done it, and it is what has worked for me. Just as well, if you're currently newly postpartum or you've been postpartum for a while, don't think that just because I lost weight or the next person has lost weight after postpartum, don't feel like you have to. I personally am only losing weight because I feel my most comfortable and my most myself when I am a certain, not weight, but when I look a certain way. I don't think there's anything wrong with losing weight, and I also don't think there's anything wrong with not losing weight after having a baby. It took your body 9 months to grow the baby. It's going to take your body more than 9 months to get back to normal. So don't feel like you have to lose weight, or don't feel like there's a pressure to lose weight in a certain amount of time. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and let's get started. So I like to see my weight loss journey being 3 parts, and the reason for that is I have the very beginning, I have when I was ready to get back into it, and then I have part 3, which is where I'm at now. So just to talk about where I'm at currently before we get into anything, I'm currently 5 months postpartum, like I said. I had my little boy via C-section, so my journey kind of started a little bit later on than someone who had, say, a vaginal birth, because a lot of the time with a vaginal birth you can get back to exercise pretty much a couple of weeks after, whereas I had to wait 6 weeks, and you're actually not meant to properly start exercising until way further on than the 6-week mark. Before I talk about exercise and dieting and everything like that, I do want to say I think the main bulk of me losing the initial weight was due to me breastfeeding. If you know, if you pump or you breastfeed, you will know that that takes up a lot of calories in your body. So I do think that is what contributed to the initial weight loss for me. Hence why they say anyone who's breastfeeding needs to eat a lot of calories to keep up with their body, because you need to keep calories in your body to keep producing milk and to keep up with your supply. So if you are breastfeeding, I don't recommend going on a diet or trying to lose weight, and if you are, please talk to your GP about it, about your doctor about it, because you need your calories to keep up with your milk supply. But I stopped breastfeeding, pumping at the around like the 2-month mark. So my weight loss journey started when I got the all clear from my doctor at my 6-week check, and from then I was like, right, let's go. But I did a lot of research into coming back to exercise after a C-section, because like I said, after a C-section you have a very different approach to exercise, because you have had abdominal surgery and you need to be very careful that you don't open your scar, you don't open your stitches. You remember, it's not just external stitches, you have internal stitches. So it was mainly recommended to take really light exercises, no ab work, although I did not listen to that. You just have to be really careful how you went back to it. So my plan was to start with spin classes and then build my way back to weights, but my love for weights and weight training, I was like, I can't do spin classes, and I went back straight to weight training. But let me tell you, I did not go back to weight training the way I used to weight train. I started off so slow, and because I actually didn't weight train throughout my pregnancy, which I now regret, it took me a lot longer to build back up strength. So like I said, part 1 of my journey, straight after I got the all clear, went back weight training, and I then kind of started to consciously think about the foods that I was eating, because while I was pregnant I was just eating to eat. I wasn't really thinking about calories, I just wanted to eat. And same with postpartum, I just wanted to eat and eat and eat. Once I started weight training, I decided to come back to my senses and start eating like a normal human being. And I didn't calorie count, but I was just more conscious of my portion sizes, more conscious of what I was eating, and went back to like what I was eating before I got pregnant while I was training. So I was having, you know, solid 3 meals, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and my usual snacks, drinking loads of water. And I was starting to feel good myself. I wasn't losing weight rapidly, but I was slowly starting to, the bump was no longer looking like a bump, it was now just looking like fat. So I'm gonna pop up pictures here of what I look like before part 2 of my journey started. Okay, so the first photo you're gonna see is me 1 week postpartum. As you can see, I still have a belly bump, and you know, that's normal, I've just given birth a week ago. The next photo that you will see is me 2 weeks postpartum. Again, I still have a bump, but it's definitely gone down. The next photo you'll see is me 3 weeks postpartum. As you can see, my, like, you can see where my abs used to be, and my bump is slowly going down. And same with week 4. Now week 4, I personally think I look more bloated, but again, I had a C-section, so a lot of that is going to be swelling as well as my baby bump. So then I started taking progress pictures when I started part 2 of my journey. Okay, so moving on to part 2 of my journey. Part 2 of my journey actually is now where I decided to contact Erica. I went to her in January of last year, and I said to her, girl, I want to be putting a bulk, I want to build muscle, can we do that? She said yeah, no problem. So I was on a bulk for about 5 months. She gave me a lot of muscle mass. Well, she didn't physically give me, she put me on a plan, and I gained a lot of muscle mass as well as weight. And then I got pregnant and I had to stop. So then I went back to Erica because she's who I know, she's who I love. Her plans are insane. I will say, for anyone that is looking into gaining weight, losing weight, maintaining weight, but just wanting to get into training, I highly recommend Erica. She's an angel. She genuinely is the only person that I will trust with training. So I contacted her and I said, look, I'm ready to get back training, I'm ready to lose weight, can we head into a deficit? Erica put me into a deficit. Obviously it's based on my height, my age, my activity levels, everything like that. So she had meal plans for me, she had set calories and macros for me. I'm not going to tell you what they are because they're individual to everyone. And she also gave me an exercise plan. Again, I'm not going to tell you what exercises I did because that's Erica's job. She tailors her plans to her clients, so I'm not going to tell you what I did. But just know I was training, and I did this for about 4 or 5 weeks. So I was training 4 days a week because 5 days I just lose interest in gym, just can't be arsed. 4 days is like the perfect amount for me, and especially with Oliver, you know, it just worked for me. So I was in gym 4 days a week on a calorie deficit, and I was trying to get as much steps in as I could during the day, but I don't really care about steps. I didn't really count them. But Erica did have a cardio session for me after every single workout. So my gym split was, just to give you that, was we did quads, back and biceps, glutes and hamstrings, and then chest, shoulder, triceps. That was my split. So once I started that calorie deficit and was training with Erica, I instantly saw changes. I think when you head with a trainer, it is probably the best result you're gonna get because they have a specific goal for you, and if you're following it to a T, you should see results. Not straight away, but you should see something. As per, Erica worked her magic and I worked mine on my end, and I started losing weight. I'll go through photos. This was week 1 when I first started. As you can see, I just have like just excess weight on me. You can see where like my skin folds, you can see my little pouch at the bottom, but you can just see I have a lot of extra fat on my body that I didn't have before. So that was week 1. So after week 1 then, this was my second check-in. I know I look bigger here, but I think it was because of the lighting, but this is genuinely what I look like, so I'm just putting that out there. So as you can see, I still have a bit of weight. The swelling I find has gone down a little bit, but look, not massive in the first week. So then the second week I personally have found that I look smaller in it, and I want you to really focus on like my midsection. I just want to also say as well, I tend to hold a lot of my fat in my stomach and my upper body, so just keep that in mind. So my legs aren't going to really change. So as you can see, front, side, you can just see where basically where my pouch is and where he would have been inside me. And you can see like my ab definition is definitely there. And obviously all the stretch marks that come with having a baby. And then as you can see on my back, you can see the little fat rolls at the bottom here aren't as much. So that is that. So week 3, this is what I look like. As you can see, that pouch around my bottom section is definitely getting smaller. I don't have any actual weight to tell you. I don't know what weight I was during these. I forgot to take them down before I finished with Erica, but that's here nor there. As you can see, again, my middle section is definitely a lot less. And my arms, my back are definitely a lot less, and to the side, a lot less weight. So then we move on to, I'm pretty sure this is the last week. So as you can see, still losing weight, look great, delighted with life. So that was my last check-in. So that was on the 31st of May. As you can see, I lost weight quite quickly. That was only 4 weeks of me actually training 4 days a week in a calorie deficit. So as you can see, a month, you can actually do quite a bit in a month. So I was really happy with my progress, and I really wanted to continue with Erica, especially because her way of doing it is so easy. She uses an app, so your meal plan, your training plan, access to Erica is all on one. Her check-ins are all on one app. You don't have to like be texting her on Instagram, then there, then here, then everywhere, you know. It's all on an app, and you don't have to leave the app. You can upload your progress photos there, your weight, your steps for the day, your check-ins, like everything. She has honestly got this down to a T. So I highly recommend Erica. After a month, I said to Erica, look, Oliver's sleep is up and down, up and down. I'm not getting any sleep, and therefore I'm tired the next day. I'm lethargic, I'm not hungry, I'm not able to stick to my meal plans or my workout plans, because if I'm exhausted, I'm not getting in my training. And I know, like I said, I'm only doing 4 days, so I had 3 other days to play with. But when your baby is going up and down through sleep cycles and constantly up feeding, I really just I wasn't enjoying training. And it wasn't because of Erica, because I love Erica's training plans, I love her meal plans. It was out of pure tiredness. Where my gym is, it's like a 30-minute train right away, and I'd have to make sure that Joseph's mum was in to like mind him, so it just was not working for me. So I said, look Erica, I'm really sorry, I'm gonna have to stop this. I said, when he has kind of like leveled out a bit, I'm gonna come back to you, because I genuinely think she is the queen of everything. Like I said, she gets me to places very quickly, but in a reasonable way. Like my food's reasonable, my exercise is reasonable, I enjoy it, I've never not enjoyed it. So just want to say as well, I will leave all of Erica's links down below. As you can see, she is 10 out of 10, and I'll pop up here my photos of when I went from not being in a bulk to being in a bulk before I got pregnant, so you can see the difference of how quickly she got my glutes to where they were in literally 4 months, 5 months. So yeah, I'll leave Erica's links down below. Okay, so now we're on to the last part. So here is part 3 of my weight loss journey, being postpartum, and this is my current situation. Since I dropped Erica, I went back to the gym for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, and then it just was not working out for me. I wasn't enjoying leaving the house. I was struggling to even want to leave the house, and I said, Leah, this is not worth it. It is not worth your time, your mental effort. I'm tired. It's not fair on Oliver, like bringing him in and out and every day. And it's also expensive trying to get trained every day because I don't drive. Here is where I'm going to be completely honest with you. I am no longer currently training in a gym. I train at home. We do have weights and a barbell here, so I am using them, but it's when I want to train. It is not I have a set training plan and this is how we do it and everything like that. I train when I want to train, and I also switch up my training now. I then try to go for a walk every single day. Obviously we're in Ireland, so the rain is very much dependent on whether I get out for my walk. In terms of food, I don't count every single calorie to the T, and I still don't count calories, but you have to remember, I've been training for so long and have been tracking foods for so long that mentally I know roughly how many calories is in each of my meals. So while I'm not physically calorie counting every single thing, nor am I calorie counting at all, mentally I know the calorie count, so I know what my daily intake is. I now still weigh myself every day, and the reason I weigh myself every day is because I want to make sure that I'm still losing weight, but I don't focus on the scales. I rely on what I see. So I'm currently obviously at my lowest that I have been since I've been pregnant, and currently I'm weighing in at, let me get it in for you, 61.85 kg. Before I started my bulk, I was 53 kg. By the time I ended my bulk, I was 63 kg. So I'm below my bulk weight now. I don't have a goal weight to get down to. I'm going off of what I see in the mirror. But again, like I said, I'm using the scales to make sure that I am still in a calorie deficit and I am still losing weight. Obviously, weighing yourself every day, it comes with, you know, different things. Obviously, if I've eaten more the day before, I'm going to be up weight the next day, not because I put on weight, but because my body physically has held more food. Could be water weight, you know, if I've eaten a lot of salty foods, that retains a lot of water. Or even if I just ate later in the day, then when I wake up in the morning and I weigh myself, because my body hasn't had time to process all the food, I'm going to be heavier. So please don't rely on scales for it being the be all and end all of your weight journey. Just really focus on what you see in the mirror and if you're happy with it. Also, in terms of food, I don't restrict myself of any foods at all. That doesn't exist. It is also wishful thinking to think you are going to want to stay off that for the rest of your life. I also just want to say as well, if you are thinking about weight loss, please do not do Slimming World. Please do not do any of these fad diets. They don't work. The only thing that works is a calorie deficit. And I know people fucking hate hearing that, but you're gonna have to listen to it. You will not lose weight by just doing Slimming World or, oh, what's the other word? There's another one as well, like the whole, you can only have 3 sins on this day and 5 sins on that day. You're putting foods into categories, and that shouldn't happen. Food shouldn't have categories of good or bad. Food should be food and you eat it when you want it, but you eat it in moderation. But to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. And as much as people hate hearing that, you need to get it into your head. This thing of like, oh, but Slimming World worked for me before, or Weight Watchers worked for me before. If it worked for you before, you shouldn't have either gained weight, or you shouldn't be staying the same. You are putting yourself in a position of having a bad relationship with food if you go down that route. So calorie deficit is the only way you're going to have to lose weight. And if you want to know what a calorie deficit is, it's basically where you eat less calories than the calories that you are burning. You burn calories by brushing your hair, by breathing, by literally doing nothing, but you also burn calories by walking, by running, by exercising. But guess what? You don't have to go to the gym to lose weight. You just need to be in a calorie deficit. But what I will say is going to the gym and adding in more exercise into your life, it is going to help you lose weight quicker, because the difference between your intake of calories, so what you're eating, and your outtake of calories, so basically working out, sweating, moving, all that, there's going to be a bigger difference between the two because you're doing more, so therefore you're going to lose weight quicker. Also as well, I do physical check-ins with myself every single week. Every Wednesday I just take a photo of myself front, side and back, just to see obviously that I am losing weight, but also as well, I find that I can never tell a difference in myself day in, day out, because I'm looking at myself the whole time, whereas if I take photos a week apart, you can see the difference of me losing weight. I recommend doing that even just for yourself, because you might not think you're losing weight because you're looking at yourself every day, but if you take a photo of yourself in the mirror, you will then very quickly realize, oh, I am losing weight. So in saying that, let's go through my photos of what I've looked like since stopping going to the gym. This one, I lost quite a bit more weight. This is probably the smallest that I have been. The next week on, I am still pretty much looking the same, and that's where I'm basically telling you what I've just said. Because I stopped the gym, my calorie outtake is a lot less than what it was when I was going to the gym, so there's not that much photos between each week from now on, but I'm still losing weight. So then you have this one, and now this one. This one was literally last week, but I was, actually no sorry, it was this week, but I was on my period. So as you can see, I'm a bit more bloated and just everything looks a bit more full basically. But if I take my last photo and my very first photo, you will see there's a massive difference, and that is all just from April till the start of July. So if you were thinking about starting your weight loss journey, I highly recommend it. Please do it in a safe manner. Please do it in a, you know, healthy manner. Like I said, don't be falling into these fad diets or these clubs that are making you spend money every single Wednesday to have a weigh-in and then basically make you feel guilty if your weight is higher than last week, because that doesn't even make sense. Of course, some days your weight is going to be higher than the week previous. You could have had more water, like I said, more salt, you could have eaten later, blah 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 blah. And also, weighing yourself at the end of the day is so stupid because you're full of food. You need to weigh yourself in the morning, you need to get out of these fad diets, get out of these fucking weight loss clubs. They're honestly, they don't work, they're not sustainable, and you just end up with a bad relationship with food. This whole sin thing pisses me the fuck off. That is my personal 2 pence on losing weight. I hope this has kind of helped you guys. This is where I'm at currently. I'll update you in a year because I could be back to the gym full time and I might not be back to the gym. I might have found a new hobby that I love to do, but I'll just show you what a year postpartum can look like if you wanted to lose weight postpartum. As I said earlier, you do not have to lose weight postpartum, but for me, looking my best and how I would like to look is what's best for me. Just take your time with your weight loss journey. Obviously consult a doctor, licensed trainer, everything like that. Like, please don't be taking this into your own hands if you've never done it before, because again, it can also form a very bad habit with food, with exercise, if you do it wrong and if you do it too quickly, too heavily. It's not it. So guys, that is the end of today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I will have a what I eat in a day coming on my next video, so I really hope you guys enjoy seeing that. I will also leave a link down below to Erica. She is unreal. She, honest to God, I couldn't recommend her more. But yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye.